Hey guitar buddies, another great Beatles song come together. So on the intro and after the choruses, I'm playing very simply just a D on 10 on the E string and just barring across 10, 10 and 10 on the bottom three strings, hammering from G to A on 10 to 12 on the A string, and then sustaining that A note and that D, and also playing a C, the seventh of the chord, on 10 on the D string. And that goes along with that great bass riff. Yeah, and so that's just on intro, and that crops up a few times after the choruses. Okay, and then in the verses, I'm playing a classic. So we just got a D, and I'm playing a D on 10 and an A on 12 on the E and A strings. Then making it a D6 by adding a B on 14 on the A strings. So a classic kind of rock rhythm. So we've got 1, 2 of those and 2 of those. Just going round and round. And you move it down to an A, just playing exactly the same thing, but now on 5 and 7 and adding 9. So you've got A, E and S sharp. I just hit a G5 once, so just G and D, okay, on 3 and 5. And the first time I go straight back into that, but on subsequent times we've got the chorus, which I'm playing a B5 to an A5, so just 7, 9, 9, 5, 7, 7. To 3, 5, 5. Back to stopping on an A, so we've got okay. And in the guitar solo, it's just a D and an A straight into. Okay, so we'll take a look at the lead parts next. For the solo, we've got some lovely harmony guitars. On the top guitar, I'm starting with a bend on a G to an A. Rebending. Release. So I'm bending on 15 on the E string. Down to 13. So release back to 15. Down to F. And then rebend on 15. And then the second time, change the last note. So this time I'm bending again on 15, but this time on the B string, so I'm bending D to E. and then again bending a D there, so staying on 15 on the B string, releasing, playing a C sharp on 14, and then rebending back to our first note, G to A. Okay, and the second guitar I'm playing, so I'm playing exactly what I'm playing on the E string on the B string. So I'm bending from D to E, going down to a C natural there on 13, rebending to E. So the same frets on the B string for the first lick as the E string, and then I'm going down this time, so I'm starting the same way. So that's just the same notes, and then I'm going down to the G string and bending a G to an A. And then to finish, I'm bending that G and releasing on 12, and F on 10, and then bending a C natural to a D there. So bending 13 to 15 to finish. At the end, you've got this lovely play out section, which is a great example of taking a simple idea and just working it into the song and moving it up and down the neck. So I'm starting with it's all based around the D minor pentatonic. I'm bending a C to a D, 13 to 15 on the B string, and then a bend of an F to a G twice, release to D, so bend 13, release to 10, then again that first note again, C to D, okay, and then F, bend on a G, so we're down in, so all around this classic shape. Okay, I'm 10, bend on a G on 12, and then rebend that C to a D. And then this time, continuing with the same kind of idea, just changing the notes. So D, bend on an F on 13, so 10, 13 bend, release, and again bend from C to D. Okay, then now we're moving it up the neck for this next section. So we're starting here, A, C, 10 and 13 on the B string, with a bend, back to 10, and then move it up, bending a G to an A, just like we started the solo with. Then, so we'll go, just re-picking that note after we bent it, release to 15, and play 13, G and F, and rebend. Then we're going all the way up the neck. So I'm playing an A, C with a bend. So I'm now on 17 and 20. Bending up and releasing back to 20. Back to 17 and rebending on 20. Bending a C to a D, and that twice. And then we're back down the neck, starting on 13, F, G with a bend. Okay, and then back to that one. And then, or it's that one. And that's kind of where it's fading out there. But all these little, you know, they're pretty much interchangeable. So you could kind of do your own version of it, which of course is probably more fun. But you can, or you could just improvise your own solo. As long as you're on that D minor pentatonic, you can't go wrong. Great fun. Okay, so we'll take a look next at the bass part. It's such a classic bass line, really makes the song for me. And I'm starting on a D, which I'm playing on 5 on the A string, and then I'm moving up the neck and sliding from a G to an A, so 10 to 12, an F on 10 on the G string, and a D on 12 on the D string, so G string to D string there, 10 to 12, and then you slide that D back down. And that's why I'm playing the D on this note, not here. So I can kind of slide back down to it. Okay, and that plays in the intro and over the D chord on the verse. And then it goes to an A chord, very simply I'm playing. Just an A, a C and an A. 5, 5 and 7 on the E, G, D strings, stopping on that G, okay, and then we just got back to that, and then in subsequent times you've got the choruses where it's just a B, A, G, 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 sort of sliding back to an A there. So 7, 5, 3, 5, and then back into that. And the only other sections you've got are basically on the outro and the guitar and the piano and guitar solo, where I'm simply on the D chord, just playing a straight, just a D note. And again, just beautifully keeping it simple, and an A note. So it's 5 and 5 for the solo sections before going back into, and again on the outro just the D, and I think it just does a few little slides here and there which you can throw in or not, but as long as you're just staying on a D, just chugging away on that as the guitar plays the outro, that's great. So what a classic example of a simple bass line that just works so perfectly, right up there with Prince's Sign of the Times for just beautiful simplicity. Anyway, there you go. Have fun and enjoy Come Together.